Flightboss, bitch. And you know, right now we in the motherfucking flight cave. You know what I'm saying? And I'm finna go ahead and kick this shit off. You know, I took a lot of my journey through the sky videos down because it was a lot of stuff that I had to learn, and I was throwing out I wasn't throwing out wrong information, but I was being attacked during a lot of them times. So me being attacked, I was being attacked in numerous different sorts of ways. So it kind of infiltrated a lot of information I was giving out. So, you know, I had to delete a lot of those before certain beings built paradigms based off those videos that might affect future videos, because in the middle of that I was being attacked. So, you know, I had to clear a lot of that shit up. And I had a lot of people, you know, contacting me wanting a natal chart reading. So if I ain't get to it, I apologize. But I'm finna get to the most recent, my most recent soul group member. Because if you watch me or my music videos or anything, and you resonate with anything I'm talking about, or you fuck with me or whatever like that, you're part of my soul group. We need to get out of this 3D shit. We need to get out of this whole shit, musicians and shit like that, calling people their fans and stuff like that. Like, all that is old shit. Like, that shit don't exist. How somebody gonna be your fan? So somebody's actually blowing you? Like, I mean, like really think about what some of these people musicians and celebrities be calling people, and they really think that it's normal. Like, they have publicists to tell them right things to say and wrong things to say. There's no such thing as a right or wrong thing to say. But that's another video. We finna get into this flight journey through the sky. Now I got an email. Now this is my most recent. So the few other people, I apologize, but I'm on it now. But we gonna go to my most recent soul group member right now. 1 second. Okay. Shout out to Jip Wonders, JIP Wonders. Shouts out to you. Yeah, shouts out to you. You gonna, like, this is where we at right now. So shouts out to you. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to just like the few others, he wanted to know what's going on and how I interpret it, because I like to a lot of these people like to charge people and little shit like that. Like, listen, this is free game. This ain't if you're a person out there like trying to charge people and do your own type of shit and flip it and then you using the astrology program and shit like that, then you already like behind. Like, this was 2014. We're in the age of Aquarius. It's time to get the right shit now. You know what I'm saying? The right shit. And this shit shouldn't be, this shit should be just like water. Free. You feel me? This shit should be just like electricity. Free. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to activate this well program. You know what I'm saying? To have everybody on this Free Willy program. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now, JIP Wonders. Now, his sun sign is Gemini, moon sign is Scorpio, rising sign is Taurus. So what I tell you? What I tell you? So, you know, yeah. So we're going to get into it, right? And this is the real interpretation right here. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no bullshit. This ain't no astrologer trying to I'm not an astrologer. I don't even use astrology programs. I deal with the planets, and since I understand the constellations and where they come from and shit like that, I can reciprocate it in a way, in the plainest terms, in an everyday life. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, now your sun sign is Gemini, moon sign Scorpio, rising sign Taurus. All right, now what you want to do is, if you're looking at, say you're looking at horoscopes or any kind of horoscope, tarot read and everything, I would like you to go through all of these. Like if it's a like a sun sign astrology or something like that that someone is telling you, and look at it like it's just not your. You can look at your moon sign and you can look at your rising sign also. You know what I'm saying? And they'll tell you. You just have to interpret it different ways. Like your sun sign. Your sun sign is your actions. So if you go to your sun sign and look at a reading that has to do with your sun sign, look at it in an aspect of this is what you have to do. This is your path. Now your moon sign, you could be on the same page as a person who's going through all sun signs. You could look at your moon sign as if they're explaining it to you as your sun sign, but the way you look at it is different. It's not what you see, it's how you see it. So if you're on a page that somebody is explaining all sun signs, you can still look at your moon sign and listen to that. It just how you see it is different. And you can look at your rising sign and just how you see it is different. So, okay, since your sun sign is Gemini, right? That explains you have mastery over the air. So, anything else is going to be filtered through your actions, right? Everything else is going to be filtered through your actions. So, your moon sign is Scorpio. The way you feel and the way you react to things is going to be in a Scorpio way. So when you're looking at it, when a person is sitting there talking about Scorpio qualities, know that this is not your actions. So you're not going to act like a Scorpio. You're going to react like a Scorpio. The moon represents reactions. And anything that has to do with reactions. So your feelings, you feel about something, how you reacted to it. Your emotions, you only get emotional about something when you react to it. You know what I'm saying? But your actions, your feelings don't have to be involved all the time. That's why the sun represents your vitality, your sun, because you don't have to. That's something you act upon. You know what I'm saying? So if you feel a certain way, that you're reacting. But if you act upon what you reacted on, you're going to act as your sun sign. So okay, look. Now your rising sign is Taurus. So the Taurus is what you're already doing. That's where your life path started, everything. So that's already what you're doing. So let's get into it now. All right. Now, Pt1ers, before we get into this, I want you to know that you part of my soul group. So, you know what I'm saying? You can't go wrong already. We already done took over. So whatever you're trying to accomplish, you're going to accomplish it. You feel me? Now, we're going to start with your rising sign, because really it's your most important. Like when you come down here and you have somebody, like, really the most popular is your sun sign, because really everybody is basing their life off their actions. When you go to work, or what kind of job you're getting into, or what kind of applications you're going out to fill out, or your hobbies and stuff like that, these are things you're acting upon. And since they done created a world on this land with a bunch of activities for us to do, quite naturally your sun sign is going to be most important through these paradigms. But we are in 2014 now, age of Aquarius, where a lot of things is getting more metaphysical than actually physical. So I would like to say your rising sign is a little bit more important than your sun and your moon, because when somebody see you, their first impression is your rising sign. That's what they always going to remember. So if a person like you or dislike you from the first couple times they meet you and get to know you, that's dealing with your rising sign. Now, when they start getting to know you and start understanding if they like you or not, once they start getting to know your ways, they're getting to know the way you act and the way you react. In the lamest terms, they're starting to get to know your sun sign and your moon sign. But your rising sign is always important. So when you look at your rising sign is going to be what people, how you naturally are, period, anyway. You know what I'm saying? Whether you could be quiet, don't show nobody no actions or reactions. How you are to yourself, and if somebody observing you, like the Truman Show or something like that, you know, like if you got a cast of people observing you with you being in your true being self, that's your rising sign. So by your rising sign being in Taurus, You're gonna be real practical about things you do. Like you like people might look at you like to get things started, you might be kind of slow at it or something like that. But when you get it done, you get it done way better than anybody else could get it done. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what you should be tapping into. And it might be conflicted a lot of times because say like you got somebody who's, this is an example. Say you don't have a job, right? And then you got somebody who's trying to tell you to get a job, to get a job, get a job, get a job. Okay, it's going to be conflicted because the way you're going to go get a job is in a Gemini way. But the way you're supposed to get a job might be in a real, you might have to like really figure out what you want to do and then work towards that goal step by step. See, but the people around you might not understand that because the so-called quote-unquote sun sign is what's mastery over Earth right now, because Earth is physical. We all 3D, intangible, physical. So you naturally have mastery over the air sign because your sun sign is Gemini. So how you differentiate the two, right? This is how you can maximize your Taurus rising sign, right? Okay, when somebody comes to you with ultimative like that, like, okay, you need to get a job, whatever, like that, this is the best way you can incorporate your Taurus quality is by showing your actions and your reactions. Okay, off the bat, the kind of person you are by you being a Gemini sun and a Scorpio moon. I know a lot about Scorpio moon because I'm a Scorpio moon also. So I'm an Aries sun and Scorpio moon. So by you being a Gemini sun and a Scorpio moon, you already have deep thoughts, like very deep. So by you being a Gemini sun, your deep thoughts is going to be filtered in this realm and this realm. Like you're at, believe it or not, you're in both places at the same time. You're in your higher self and you're in your lower self at the same time, just by being a Gemini. So a lot of times you can be talking a lot more than people who's actually talking around you. Like you could be quiet and people could be like blah 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 around you, and without them knowing, you're doing more talking than anybody because you're doing a lot of talking in your mind. You're doing a lot of talking in your mind. So if you do just happen to step in somebody's conversation and then blurt out something, you might be sarcastic or you might be playing a mind game at it. You might mean one thing but say another thing because you know that person is going to think what you just said, but the meaning behind you saying what you said might be totally different. But you have power of the air, so you made that person think what you want them to think by the way you said it. But in your mind, you're saying something totally different. And by you being a Scorpio moon, these thoughts of you doing that goes very deep. They go very deep to the point that you might get the impression sometimes that you might say something and the average person might not even understand. You might feel like they're giving you the impression that they don't fully understand what you're saying. So sometimes you might feel like you have to talk a lot to even get your point across. But by you being a Scorpio moon, you might not like to talk a lot. You might be a little secretive in certain areas where you might not want people knowing everything was going on in your mind. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the best way to kind of to deal with this situation, these planetary alignments, because in a lot of ways too, you're being you're being pushed in two different energies. You're being what's the word I'm looking for? Like you're being diverted. You're not in a good sextile with your planets, because I'm not. So I'm deflected a bunch of times. I'm going to war within myself a lot of times. And since Scorpio and Aries is ruled by Mars, I'm going to war within myself. My sun sign and moon sign literally be going to war. Like, you know what I'm saying, within myself. You're dealing with the same thing because that's air and water. You get what I'm saying? And what's going to help you is your reactions. Your reactions is going to help you in your life. In my life, my actions is going to help me in my life. And I don't mean to keep talking about myself. That's just that Aries quality keep coming out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a Leo rising also. So reason why I say my actions is going to dictate better than my reactions is because I have a Scorpio moon. So my reactions should be only used as a OD to myself and how I look at things. To you, it should be used as your thinking skills is a lot better than your acting skills, your action skills. So the best way you can let your Taurus shine and get any job you want is your reaction. So don't think so much on what you're supposed to act on. Think about what you should react on. So if you're going to get like a application, or if you want to get a girlfriend, or anything that has anything to do with life that you want, or anything that you want to get into, your best quality is the react of the situation. So say you want to get a girl. This is an example. Say you want to get a girl, right? Do something that you would have to react to, because that water is going to help the earth of your rising sign. Because the rising sign is what you're going to do anyway. You have no control over that. This is how people see you. This is your soul. You have no control over that. So this is your life anyway. So incorporate any of your reaction skills, because you're a Scorpio. So you think deep. You already think deep. You're secretive. You're very powerful. You can see through people. Like literally. Like water. Like there's a water sign. You can see through people. Like, I need you to understand that, like, literally. Like, you ever had that thought that sometimes that one of your friends came over or something like that, and you already knew the objective of what they're talking about? Like, say they might come over, and then the moment they get in your presence, you knew why they came over. Like, I'm not going to get into details of the situation. Like, they might have came over and tried to play the game, or they might try to come over and y'all had something to do that day, or y'all going to a football game. Like, whatever the situation is, that Scorpio moon pierced right through the appearance of that person. So, you have that power. So, you have the power to know. You have the power to know if a girl's into you or not. So, if it's a girl you're trying to get, yeah, act on it. You have no choice but to act on it. So Geminis, you're going to act on it in a real Gemini way. So you're going to communicate, you're going to be curious, you're going to say sarcastic things, you're going to blurt out things to get a reaction. Okay, now the reaction that this girl or whatever give you, or whatever you're trying to do give you, boom, you tap into your Scorpio power. Start reacting. And then since you got the power to see a person's alternative, then you would use that to know how far to go. So if you going to get a girl, this is an example, use that Gemini communication off the bat. You might say something to get her attention, or you know what I'm saying, use that communication, use that mastery of the air, right? Okay, now the reaction she give you, tap into that Scorpio reaction. You gotta believe in this though. This is where the true Scorpio power come out. You have to know that that's your power. You have to know that I know what's going on. So if she give you a kind of impression that, yeah, it's okay to ask me for my number. Yeah, it's okay to talk to me some more. Yeah, it's okay. Don't second guess that, because a Gemini, you can stay, that sun sign can block your moon sign because you already deflected already. That's air and water. But by your rising sign, your natural sign being an earth sign, naturally you have to compel your moon sign, because your moon sign is a water sign. So naturally you have to compel your reaction to soothe that earth. Like me, it's the other way around. Since I'm a Leo rising and my sun is in Aries and my moon is in Scorpio, I can't react to things a lot, because a lot of people will look at me like I'm too emotional, to the simple fact that I'm supposed to be acting upon whatever my rising sign is. So since my rising sign is more capable with the fellow fire sign Aries, I have to do more action things to see for people can see for I can do things the best way I can. You know what I'm saying? Once I start reacting to something too much, people might look at me a little funny, because I'm deflected. I'm deflected. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting deflected. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting deflected. I'm using too much water and it's putting out my fire when I'm supposed to use action. Yours is the other way around. You have to use your reactionary skills, because that water is going to soothe your rising sign. Your rising sign is an earth sign. My rising sign is a fire sign. So since my moon sign is in Scorpio, I have to use my fire sign to soothe my fire. I have to use my sun sign to soothe my rising sign. You have to use your moon sign to soothe your rising sign. So get that community. Don't let that Gemini block you from your goals in so many ways. It's like I have to let Scorpio not block me from my goals. So throw it out there. Throw your sun sign out there. Communicate with her, and then use that Scorpio water to really feel if it's comfortable or not to go all the way with it. And you notice. You just have to use a little faith, but you already notice. It might be a little gesture she might give you to make that Gemini start going off thinking in two different places. Like, I don't know if I should do this or I should do this. Nah, kick that to the curb. Once she give you a certain impression, that Scorpio is gonna feel it emotionally. And if you get the feeling like, yeah, she want me to go all the way with it, even if she throws something at you that might make that Gemini think that, nah, it's not that. If that Scorpio feel it by you being a Scorpio moon, your reactionary, go for it. Because that water is going to soothe how she already look at you. She already look at you as that Taurus. You know what I'm saying? In so many ways. In so many ways. She already look at you like that. Her soul, in so many different ways, is looking at your soul like that. So, go ahead and go for it. And then, to her, she going to see the stability you have and the consistency, and by Taurus being a fixed sign, she's gonna see that you're fixed on her, and she's gonna like that because you're naturally like that, as in your soul. You're a Taurus rising. She's gonna like that. You just had to use your sun and your moon sign to get it out. See, that's what it's all about. Like, your rising sign is the most important, but we all get our rising sign out through our moon and sun signs. And we have to, like people who has, say a person who has a moon sign and a sun sign that's in sextile with each other, that's in agreement with each other, then they already have a sense of a connection with their mind and their body. You know what I'm saying? Like your body is your sun sign, your mind is your moon sign, and your mind, body, and soul, mind, body, and spirit, that's your rising sign. The spirit you carry. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, the spirit